Hi guys, it is early morning, so please excuse my voice, but I am Michelle Bowler and welcome to the MLM Moms Podcast.
We've seen countless people reach financial freedom with MLM businesses, and now it's our turn. Come join me while I implement real, powerful, and simple marketing tactics to build my six-figure business that most of the MLM industry is oblivious to. I'm Michelle Bowler, and welcome to the MLM Moms Podcast.
So it's been kind of funny for me the last week or two. I have another podcast for military and first responders, and with that I do a lot of social media work, and then with my business I do a lot of social media work. So I'm on a lot, and I've seen a lot of influencers and really just everybody talking about how excited or not excited they are about school starting. Or how one girl makes like 100 peanut butter and honey sandwiches, then bags them and freezes them. Or this lady has a morning routine chart, and this lady is redecorating her workspace and is excited about getting things organized and into a better work routine while her kids are in school. But it's been a little bit funny for me because we are about to move for the Army to Fort Campbell. So across the country drive. So we have pretty much nothing prepared for when we get there and the girls go to school. We have like a backpack and stuff, but all this talk about preparation got me thinking about the one thing I can control in my life right now, and that's my business. I have very little control. The Army still hasn't done some things. We still don't know exactly when we're moving, even though my husband's report date is just like 7 weeks away. I have like no control over my life really, except for my business. Now, by control of that doesn't mean everything goes according to plan. I'm sure we all have had numerous experiences where we are working so hard and stuff just doesn't go our way. But that's pretty much the way like life works, right? Maybe not your life, but that's my life for sure. But something I've learned the last 6 months or so is that in my business, there is something I can do to take more control. So one of the biggest stressors in business, I think, especially for women in MLM, because we typically don't have business training, we don't have that background, but we are constantly reacting to what is happening in our world and business. We sit down to do work, and what's the first thing we do? We check our emails and our social media, right? Like all those messages. But isn't that interesting? Because now we are going to spend 15 minutes to an hour reacting to what other people are saying and other people are doing. This customer has a question about this. This person had something to say about the last thing you published. This other person who really has nothing to do with your business, but you just follow, has this really cool post. And then you now have the idea to make the video about XYZ to answer the question, and then you'll make this graphic to counter the comment made about your last post on Instagram to make things more clear. But then by the end of the day, you sit back and are proud of yourself of all the things you've accomplished today, but then in a month, you're trying to figure out why you haven't made as much progress in your business. But guys, all you are doing is reacting to what other people are doing. Okay, you are solely being influenced, and you are letting other people, in a way, tell you how to run your business and what to do. So if that's what you're doing, and I am not bashing on you, I am not putting you down or anything like that. That's the opposite of why I'm here, because that was me. What I just described is an exact scenario of what would happen every day the first time I did an MLM. And even at the beginning, I still did it when I was first starting out in this one. I still struggle with it sometimes. But if that's what you're doing, you have to stop and take control back. And I'm not saying take control back and then just gonna leave you to figure out how. You'll have to do most of the work, but I hate it when people make some good point like that, and then I have this realization that I need to change something, but then they end and I have no clue how to fix the problem. Like, they just made me see this problem and now I have no clue on how to fix it, right? Like, that is so frustrating to me. So I'm not going to do that to you. But what we need to do is you need to create a work system for yourself. You have to have a plan, some sort of system. So then when you sit down to work every day, or on whatever days you have scheduled for you to work, you know what you're going to be doing. If you need to start at the very basics, which I recommend because making some giant leap from reacting to everything in your business to being a complete OCD organized boss is just not going to happen overnight, right? So if we take baby steps though, then we eventually can get there and our system will be near perfect and things will run pretty and smooth, right? So the first step though is to simply make a list of what needs to happen this week. Now, don't overschedule yourself, but give yourself 3 doable tasks each day and don't do anything else, nothing else until those 3 are done. As tempting as it would be to check your emails, as tempting as it would be to see if anyone commented on your last post, see how it's, what interactions you're getting and all that kind of stuff, don't freaking do it. Get those 3 tasks done, and then you can check your emails, and then you can go on social media and see how it's done. But you have gotten your stuff done, what you wanted to be done, and then you can have those impressions and ideas based off of what other people are doing. And if while you're doing those things pop into your head, that is like making the lights flash all over your brain, the emergency bell is ringing, take a deep breath and write it down to do later or even on another day. There aren't really any big emergencies, especially when you're working on something you've previously thought about and decided was an important task to do to help meet your goals, right? No one will die if you don't respond to the email you read yesterday. Be the boss, not the radars in your brain. Don't let them control you. Now, if you want to take it one step further, you can create more of a system and flow to your business. So instead of just making a to-do list based on what pops into your brain as important on planning day, you have certain focuses on certain days and you batch things together so then you can really get your brain juices going and just get in the mode. So what I mean by this is you sit down and think, what are the tasks that I need to do for my business? Or like what categories can I create that are things that you're seeing that keep on needing to happen? For example, team building and training. Personal sales are obviously important. Recruiting, social media content, funnels, collaboration work, all that kind of stuff. So you can create the system for yourself where for a few days all you're doing is working on personal sales. You're creating sales-driven content. You're reaching out to new customers. You're writing emails that you'll send throughout the next week or month, telling your existing customers about promotions or reminders about reordering and stocking up, or just your personal testimonial about a certain project. But you write multiple emails that then, after a few days, you'll be able to send those out throughout the month. And all of that personal sales work that you would like to be going on for an extended period of time, you've done in a short amount of time. And then after a few days, you've gotten a lot of projects done, and maybe some are just halfway done, but you move on to team building. And during these few days, you've already got scheduled out calls with team members so you can check in with them or see if what they need help with, answer questions. You create a whole bunch of training videos that you can send out again over the next few weeks or month. And instead of making a training video every week and having to get in the zone of, what does my team need, or even just getting in that training mentality, putting on that hat, you get into the mentality and then you stay there for a few days. Just create as much as you can in that one mentality, in that one zone. And then you aren't reacting to the fact that you have a team and they need to be motivated and trained once a week. You're preparing, you're organized, and know that it needs to happen anyways, right? You know it needs to happen anyways, and you're just getting it done on your calm, in control hands. The next days, then the next few days, you create everything you need for recruiting, and then all your social media content, and you can take pretty pictures and think of captions and put it in whatever app you want so it's all saved, ready to be posted, or even put it in one that posts automatically for you. But here's the thing. You have to stay in each of the zones when it's that zone's turn. If while you're working on recruiting and you have this idea for team training, you go and write it down on a special piece of paper that you have in your binder, and that paper is just for team training ideas. Okay? Don't have like a massive one paper for all your ideas for everything. Separate them. Right on the top, team training. Right on the top, personal sales. Right on the top, social media. Right on the top, recruiting. Have different pieces of paper for it, and write down enough so you can go back, get back enough that you could get back to your train of thought, but don't sit down and work out the whole training. Stay in recruiting. It's hard. It's a mental exercise. It's a muscle that I don't think we use very much in today's society to really stay in a mentality. But the beauty of this is that your team will know that you have a system. So they'll be aware, and when you ask what they need, they'll respond and know they can expect an answer when you're in the team building zone. It creates boundaries too that really honestly just protect everyone, because it gives security to your team, because they know you'll be working on stuff that will help them and they'll be taken care of. But it also, most importantly, protects you and your family time, because now you won't be bombarded with inquiries 24/7, or if they come, you can just respectfully say, I'll respond on such and such time frame. These next few days I'm really focusing on recruiting or whatever, whatever it is, but you can respond in that way. And it's respectful, and people understand, especially if you're upfront from the beginning, that this is what you're doing. This whole way of working, though, eliminates a lot of the quote-unquote emergencies. So you aren't having to take the time from your life and your family. If a team member, though, is really breaking down and really wants to talk to you, sure, hop on the phone for 45 minutes and help them work it out. But if you have a system in place, then people who need help will know they can go on your calendar and schedule a time, and then they'll be taken care of. Another way to structure your system is to be batching like activities. And this, you can integrate this inside the way I just described, or you can kind of totally restructure things and just do batching. So you can have a writing day where all you do is write, and you map out your trainings, and you write your sales copy. You write all your social media captions. You can have a video and picture day where you get fully ready and pretty and make 4 videos and get some pictures all in one day. You have a whole bunch of content. Things like that. Batch them all together, so then you aren't setting things up and then taking them down and then setting things up and then, putting on another hat and then taking it off and, all these kind of crazy things, because it is, especially as moms, like, it's a lot to get all ready for the day and then take a few pictures and then sit down to write, and then the next day get ready again and make one video. But like, if you were to just get ready and make a ton of videos and take a lot of pictures and have all that content ready, that's the most efficient way for you to use your time. Because honestly, guys, if you want to have success and you want to be successful at this, you have to create systems for your life and business. You can't just fly by the seat of your pants. All the people you see online and social media that are making 6+ figures don't react to their business. They're in control and dictating what is happening. They're opening their emails and responding to people at the end of the day. That's the last thing they do. Now, again, I know this is hard. I still struggle with it. That's how I thought to talk to you guys about it. But the longer I'm in it, working within the system I've created, the better things run and the more I'm meeting my goals, which is why we're here. We're not just here to be busybodies and be working women and, just to work. That's not why we're here. We're here to accomplish something, to meet our goals. And you need a system to help you get there. So if you guys do want more help with this, this is something that I talk about in my free 5-day video series, 5 ways to boost your MLM now. I go more into detail about how to structure your system and even just have a printable to help you do it and actually implement it, which is really what I want for you guys. I want to give you guys things that you can implement. So if you'd like that, you can email me at themlmmomspodcast@gmail.com and I will send that your way happily. It's totally free. It's just 5 things that have really helped me and my business, and I know they'll help yours, so I just had to share. Okay, until next time, bye for now.
Hey lovely ladies, thanks for listening. Make sure you remember to subscribe, and I'd really love to hear your feedback, so don't forget to leave a quick review.